What's up, and welcome to One Take. I'm Gil, and I want to talk today about the new trailer that dropped for Birds of Prey, Harley Quinn, and the Fantabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn. So this is a movie I've been curious about, especially since the failure of Suicide Squad, and I do fall into the camp of people that thinks that movie was less than desirable. And it's been interesting as a whole to watch DC try and find their footing after Batman v Superman didn't do as well as they wanted, after Justice League didn't do as well as they wanted, and after Suicide Squad didn't do as well with audiences or critics as they would have liked it to. And it seems like they're starting to figure things out. The Joker movie is coming out in just a few days, and against everyone's expectations, it seems like the critics are loving it, and it's probably going to do really well at the box office. Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Shazam, all these movies that are kind of moving away from Justice League and trying to go into their own directions. They're starting to figure things out. And Harley Quinn is a character where there is plenty of space to do something different and original. And I think that's where comic book movies can find the most success. My favorite comic book movies are the ones that seem to break away from the formula. You have Logan in the X-Men series. Joker, that I haven't seen it yet, obviously, but it looks like they're not quite sticking to a tried and true formula. They're really just getting a good filmmaker and letting them do something creative. And Harley Quinn is a character where there's plenty of room to be creative, especially if you lean into how crazy she can be. And there are flashes of that in this trailer, where it seems like there might be some fantasy sequences and maybe moments where it's not going to be quite clear what's real and what's just in her mind. So, did the trailer live up to any of those expectations? And am I still looking forward to this movie? Well, diving into it, first off, the premise of this movie. Since the events of Suicide Squad, Harley Quinn has left the Joker. Batman has disappeared, leaving Gotham City unprotected from crime. When a young girl named Cassandra Cain comes across a diamond belonging to a crime lord who goes by the name of Black Mask, Harley joins forces with Black Canary, Huntress, and Renee Montoya to protect her. Before even watching the trailer, I actually find it pretty interesting that this premise mentions Suicide Squad by name, mentions the Joker, mentions Batman. I almost, because that movie, Suicide Squad, is so looked down on, I almost expected them to just treat this Birds of Prey movie as its own thing. You know, don't even mention the Joker, stay away from Suicide Squad, but it looks like they're leaning into it, and that's interesting. In fact, the opening of the trailer mentions Joker, where Harley Quinn says that she's broken up with him. She throws a dart at a picture of him, though you'll notice that she didn't write damaged on his forehead, but, you know, so it's a little bit inaccurate. And she mentions Mr. J later in the trailer, so it was interesting to me that they kept some of those connections so explicit. Anyway, diving into the trailer, I'll say up front, overall, it was kind of a mixed bag for me. I didn't love the trailer. I'm not looking forward to the movie any more than I was before, so jumping right into it. What I liked about the trailer were just some of the visuals, and where it's leaning into some of the craziness I mentioned earlier. There's one particular scene where you see Harley Quinn look at the camera, look down, and when she looks back up, she's made up totally differently. You see all these hands around her, as though I wouldn't be surprised if it goes into an actual musical dance sequence there. And of course, Harley Quinn, the part of Suicide Squad people liked most. Margot Robbie is doing just as good a job here of being charming and entertaining to watch. But there's not a whole lot else I liked about this trailer. There's a song that plays throughout the trailer, and for some reason to me it almost felt like the scenes and what we were watching in the trailer were almost out of sync with the music. Maybe I'm just too used to those trailers where they try and sync up the action and even some of the audio from the action, they try and sync up with the music. So it almost feels like when people are punching each other, that's the percussion that goes along with the music. But here, it sort of felt like just random scenes thrown together. There was no real rhyme, reason, or rhythm to the action we were seeing. It felt, I don't know how else to say it, but very thrown together. And it also just felt very repetitive to me. It felt like we were just seeing the same joke over and over from Harley Quinn. She's crazy, she's silly, she's zany, she doesn't take anything seriously. And maybe part of that is a side effect of the fact that the movie's called Birds of Prey. And the way it's described, Harley Quinn's definitely in charge, but I'm expecting this to be an ensemble movie with an ensemble cast. And maybe for the marketing, they're just trying to lean very heavily into the character that they know is really going to sell this movie, and that's Harley Quinn. So I'm guessing that her character won't feel as one note, won't feel as repetitive when there's back and forth between her and the other characters. And maybe we'll see more of that in subsequent trailers. But right now, it just felt odd. There's, for example, one moment in the trailer where she says to people off camera, "None of us are walking out of here unless we work together." And in the context of this trailer, where you do see flashes of the Black Canary, you see flashes of the people she's going to be joining forces with, but because those other characters are such a minor presence in this trailer, when she says, "None of us are walking out of here unless we work together," it sort of felt like, who is she even talking to? Are there any other characters in this movie? And of course I know there are, but that's just the way it hits me when I watch this trailer. So overall, I'm still curious about this movie. I think that the things I have an issue with in this trailer are not necessarily things I'm going to take issue with in the movie. All my criticisms could very easily just be the result of a trailer that wasn't cut to my liking. And maybe I'll like the next trailer more. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and click that little bell icon to make sure you get notifications whenever we come out with more videos like this one.